Right, it is the 13th day of June 2025. This is a month where people actually file their returns, their personal returns, and of course, that reminder comes after the reading of the new financial year budget. And of course, many people are rushing, and it's a race against time as people rush to file their personal returns and avoiding a penalty. Now, we have a lot lined up for you because our reporters have been up and about, interacting with different issues and different people, and they have brought you different stories tonight. Here are the top ones. Police Constable James Mukwana arraigned in court as Ojwang's murder case begins to take shape. Surrender or face arrest. President Ruto vows to crack down on illegal firearms. Kenya Blockchain and Crypto Conference 2025 held in Nairobi as the country moves toward fairer crypto taxation policy. And Mama Rachel Ruto calls for inclusion, dignity, and support to persons with albinism. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Our very capable Sami Okello is with us in the sign language interpretation tonight, or will be joining us in the sign language interpretation in just a few moments. And it's time for us to begin. Now, it was a somber evening in Siaya County as members of the teaching fraternity gathered in solidarity and sorrow, holding a candlelit vigil in memory of the late Albert Ojwang, a teacher and union member who tragically died while in police custody in Nairobi. Led by officials from the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPET, the ceremony at the Siaya Governor's Park was not the only a tribute, but also a call for justice. Teachers lit candles, shared prayers, and demanded accountability, insisting that Albert's death must not be in vain.
Eternal rest, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May he dwell in your house forever, and may his memory inspire love, service, and truth. Lord, hear our prayer.
Mr. Albert Omondi Ojwang is a teacher. He taught in Homa Bay County. He was a member of KUPET. That is why we are gathered as part of the teaching fraternity and members of KUPET. We are saying as KUPET that it should be down with injustice. We are saying as KUPET it should be down with violence. We are saying as KUPET it should be down with police brutality. We are saying as KUPET there should be no more abduction and elimination of both young Kenyans, citizens across the board, be they teachers or any other law-abiding citizen.
Police brutality, killing, and abductions are things that we now need to put in the past. Let us preserve the life of Kenyans. Let us ensure that we don't kill Kenyans because they are speaking. Let Kenyans speak, and let us use what they tell us to correct the mistakes that are there in the government. This idea of killing people because they talk is not a good thing. And we encourage all Kenyans to continue speaking. I'm sure the government or whoever is killing people will not kill all of us. So let us continue speaking and ensure that we say the ills that are there in the country.
In the continuing search for justice for the death of 31-year-old blogger Albert Ojwang, Police Constable James Mukwana of Central Police Station has today been arraigned at Milimani Law Courts. Mukwana was arrested on Thursday, 12th June by officers from Internal Affairs Unit IAU and the Independent Policing Oversight Authority (IPOA) over the brutal murder of Ojwang.
Police Constable James Muhwana of Central Police Station has today been arraigned at Milimani Law Courts, where the court has ruled in favor of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, which sought to detain him for 21 days, saying releasing him could compromise investigations. Muhwana, who was apprehended on Thursday, 12th June, by officers from the Internal Affairs Unit in collaboration with IPOA, and is being charged with the murder of blogger Albert Ojwang, will remain in custody until 20th June. This follows after 2 petitions have been filed at Milimani Law Courts, seemingly pointing fingers at the initial complainant, Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat. The petitioners, among them Mount Kenya jurists and a group of human rights activists, are seeking to initiate private prosecution proceedings against Lagat and to bar him from exercising his official duties. Additionally, thousands of Kenyans have taken to the streets demanding justice for Ojwang, condemning police brutality and calling for accountability. Meanwhile, the tragic death of Ojwang has seen the opposition and government leaders, often divided by clashing ideologies, cast into the same pot, aligning their voices in a common search for justice with one hand, while pointing fingers with the other.
Sasa kijana ameuawa pale Nairobi, anaitwa Ojwang. Ameuawa na Deputy Inspector General of Police anaitwa Lagat. Si ndio? Na huyo ni mtu ya Ruto na Murkomen. There is a squad, a killer squad of 101 officers ambayo walitoka AP wakaingizwa katika National Intelligence Service. Hao ndio wamefanya kazi ya abduction na kuua Gen Z.
Kuna mtoto ameuawa na polisi ama amekufa katika mikono ya polisi. Tunataka tujue ni nani ameua huyo kijana. Na mwenye ameua huyo kijana awe nani? Awe na mamlaka gani? Hawe hana mamlaka ama ako na mamlaka? Lazima mkondo ya sheria tuatilie.
Albert Ojwang was arrested on 6th June at Homa Bay over social media posts implicating the Deputy Inspector General in corruption and transported to Nairobi Central Police Station, where he died under unclear circumstances. A post-mortem examination revealed signs of assault, contradicting the initial police report that claimed Ojwang died from self-inflicted injuries. While investigations are ongoing to uncover the full circumstances behind Ojwang's tragic death, Kenyans remain attentive and resolute in the quest for justice. Magdalene Kanini, KUTV.
Now, a political firestorm is brewing after former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua dramatically accused President William Ruto of greenlighting what he called a rogue police outfit. According to Gachagua, their 101-member squad, allegedly trained by the National Intelligence Service (NIS), has been conducting abductions, torture, and even extrajudicial killings, all under the president's watchful eye, or so he claims. He called for the unit's immediate disbandment, suggesting that what Kenya needs is not secret agents in balaclavas, but transparency in uniforms. Flanked by other political leaders, they decried what they termed state-sponsored brutality and insisted the government must come clean. As political temperatures rise, the public is left wondering, is this national security or political insecurity in uniform?
I've seen William Ruto saying that he is not going to allow rogue police officers. The rogue police officer called Lagat works under the instructions of William Ruto. When I was in Kasarani, Mweki PCA, it is William Ruto who called Lagat and told him to withdraw police officers so that goons can come and attack us inside church.
Na ukweli kwamba hata sasa hivi tunavyoongea hivi, Ojwang akilala katika mochari, bado Lagat ako kazini. Hiyo ni dhibati tosha kwamba wewe ndiye uliyekuwa umemtuma wewe Ruto. Na ndio sababu wananchi wanasema wewe ni one, aende asiende, Aende asiende? Ameua hajaua? Ni mnyama si mnyama?
That is a Kenyan political landscape, and I'm sure you saw me shake my head in combination with the very, very excellent writers we have in this particular newsroom. I think we have the best writers in terms of journalism in this country and beyond. So we move on now. President William Ruto has issued a stern warning to all those in possession of illegal firearms, urging immediate surrender or face arrest. Speaking in Gong, Kajiado County, where he presided over the destruction of more than 6,000 illegal weapons, the head of state underscored the government's commitment to national and regional security.
The president was officiating the 20th anniversary of the Regional Center on Small Arms Rescue, where he called for collective responsibility in tackling gun-related insecurity. Ruto said that illegal arms pose a grave threat to the peace and stability, and no one, not even officers in uniform, will be spared if found culpable.
A firearm in the wrong hands is not just a potent weapon. It is a direct assault on the safety of our citizens.
He also took the moment to caution law enforcement officers against harassing citizens under the guise of firearm enforcement, calling for professionalism and restraint.
I commend both our security agencies and responsible citizens and communities, including religious and community leaders, whose civic mindedness and patriotism have made this national milestone possible.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen echoed the president's sentiment, affirming that the government is stepping up efforts to rid regions like Kedo Valley of illegal weapons.
If you take the example of Kenya, Your Excellency, the operation that has been going on in the places of Upper Eastern, for example, Your Excellency, in the places of Marsabit, it's of no consequences if there is no closer collaboration and support from the neighboring country of Ethiopia.
He also applauded RESCA member states for working toward harmonized policies that will strengthen regional cooperation in curbing arms trafficking.
It was discovered that it was an exercise in futility to do a disarmament in one country and leave the neighboring country.
The 6,000 firearms destroyed during the event had been surrendered voluntarily between 2022 and 2025 as part of ongoing disarmament drive. Established in 2005, RESCA works to prevent, control and reduce small arms and light weapons across the Great Lake region, the Horn of Africa and beyond. Stephen Masha, KUTV, Nairobi.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has toured Mwala constituency in Machakos County, urging political leaders to abandon early 2027 campaigns and instead focus on delivering development. The DP also took a swipe at the opposition for allegedly promoting tribal rhetoric and announced plans to revive the Kazi Mtaani program.
Sasa ni wakati wa viongozi wote kushikana mkono, hata wakiwa ni watu ya upinzani. Sasa hivi tushindane kuleta maendeleo na kusimama na wananchi. Siku ya campaign na uchaguzi ikifika, hapo ndio tutashindana maneno ya uchaguzi na maneno ya siasa. Mnataka siasa ama maendeleo? Mnaenda siasa kama mnaenda maendeleo? Mnaenda udhinambe? Wacha nione wale wanasema mnaenda udhinambe.
Addressing a public barasa in Machakos County, Deputy President Kindiki urged the leaders to rise above tribal divisions and prioritize service delivery. He was accompanied by several members of parliament, including Kimani Ichung'wah, Oscar Sudi, Vincent Musyoka, and others who received a warm welcome from residents.
Na sisi tunauliza wakati
Kindiki strongly cautioned against early politicking, stressing that the election season is over and Kenyans expect tangible progress from their elected leaders.
Iko campaign sahi. Sisi tumekuja hapa campaign leo.
The member of parliament who accompanied him echoed his sentiments, accusing the opposition of fueling tribal divisions to polarize the nation. They called for political unity and collaboration in pushing the development agenda.
Ndivyo mnasema tufanye kazi, tuachane na siasa.
The deputy president also promised the return of the Kazi Mtaani initiative, assuring unemployed youth across the country of job opportunities under the revamped programs. He said the initiative aims to empower youth and restore dignity in informal settlements.
Ukiona kiongozi yeyote akija kwenyu hana mambo, anakuja kuambia mambo yenyu, anakuja kuongelea Kawaya, anaongelea William Ruto, anasema deputy president sijui yesa sijui nini, huyo ni kiongozi hana mpango wowote na maisha yenyu. Kweli si kweli?
Unajua ule mtu wa nusu tamu, nataka hata nyinyi watu wa hapa Mwala muniambie kama kuna siku moja umai uona yeye mtu akisimama akasema anasaidia mtoto kwenda shule. Kama umai sikia hata siku moja yeye mtu akisimama akisema anasaidia mtu ya bodaboda. Kazi yake ni fitina kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni.
As the government prepares to roll out more youth empowering programs, Kintigi reaffirmed President William Ruto's commitment to ending tribal politics, fostering national unity and delivering on the promise of the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Uchaguzi ikifika, hapo ndio tutashindana maneno ya uchaguzi.
Edward Sakwa for KUTV, Nairobi.
Cases of abduction and extrajudicial killings continue to soar in the country. This is despite President William Ruto vowing that never again under his administration will the country witness cases of abduction and arbitrary killings. The death of slain teacher Albert Ojwang adds to the growing list of Kenyans who have met their untimely demise at the hands of cruel police officers. So what changed?
Mambo ya usalama ikaharibika, polisi wakabadilika, wakawa ni watu wa kuwaua Wakenya badala ya kuwalinda. Tumevunja ile ilikuwa inaitwa special sijui nini ya polisi ambayo ilikuwa inaua Wakenya kiholela. That is the history we want to forget. Let our competitors not remind us of the many things they did against this country. We have also a plan on how to secure this country so that we avoid the shame of Kenyans killed through extrajudicial killings.
When he ordered for the disbandment of Special Service Unit dubbed the Killer Corps in 2022, in the eyes of many it was the beginning of a new dawn, a country governed by the rule of law. Cases of forced disappearance and extrajudicial killings will be a thing of the past. They were wrong. It is approaching 3 years of President William Ruto's tenure in office, and it has been quite a ride. Here's the thing. If the world is bewildered, befitted by President William Ruto's promise of ending extrajudicial killings in the country, the question here is, why is he not doing what he promised? The wave of accountability and an end to extrajudicial killings has been profound, but to assume those accused of committing this heinous act will have any regret, well, that will be to fundamentally misunderstand Kenya today.
None that I can recall. None. But tear gas canisters were thrown. Yes, at the demonstrators.
The mysterious death of slain teacher Albert Ojwang add to the growing list of those believed to have met their untimely demise at the cruel hands of police officers, either deaths in police custody or through abductions. When citizens took to the streets in protest in 2024, the police was unleashed to quell dissent. In Kenya, the police have constantly mirrored the character of the ruling regime. The police unleashed unprecedented violence, abductions, mass killings, arbitrary arrest, and intimidation of the media and human rights organizations, all carried out with impunity and disregard of court orders. According to a joint report by the International Justice Mission, Amnesty International Kenya, and the International Commission of Jurists, at least 63 people were killed in police fire, many taken out in cold blood. Autopsies carried out by the independent medical legal units indicate that gunshot wounds and blunt force trauma primarily caused the deaths. 29 people are still missing following the abductions in June. Yet none of the culpable officers have been arrested and arraigned. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Evans Auma, for that explainer. And it's 21 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for us to take a short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. We have a lot lined up for you still, so keep it here.
Tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu. Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi walio wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila woga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitatusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa na.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mkwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
They find it quite strange talking to you.
We should just make schools integrated,
Inclusive setups.
by providing the right facilities.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back, and remember this live broadcast is also live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Talk to us on X at KUTV_Kenya as we continue to inform you on what's happening in our country and beyond our borders. Now, Siaya Governor James Orengo has urged Kenyans to embrace politics that drive real change. Speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Siaya municipality offices, Orengo emphasized the need for impactful and transformative policies.
We have politics and economics that can transform lives. Politics is a zero affair. But if we can put into effect policies and programs that can change people's lives, then we are on the right path.
President William Ruto is calling for the immediate rollout of all special economic zones (SEZs) or SEZs as part of a bold strategy to tackle unemployment and sparkle inclusive economic growth. Speaking at the official opening of the Murang'a Investment Conference 2025, the president said Kenya's job creation efforts must be deliberate, targeted, and anchored in its wider transformation agenda.
From the scenic Thika Greens Golf Resort, President Ruto addressed a full house of investors, policy experts, and business leaders, urging the urgency in operation of SEZs across the country, especially in regions with strong agro-based economies.
For investment to thrive, counties must provide stable, predictable, and business-friendly environment.
Ruto highlighted the need for robust investment in value addition and agro-processing processing, saying the Murang'a SEZ will not only add spur industrial activity, but also open up market opportunities for farmers.
To be able to make meaning of the productivity of our farmers, it is important for us also to provide avenues for them to be able to monetize their products.
So far, 15 SEZs have been gazetted, which offer tax breaks in reduced import duties and investor-friendly regulations.
We are in the process of registering small business enterprises so that we can provide training for them, and we will be funding at least 70 enterprises in every ward.
As Murang'a sets its sight on becoming a manufacturing and agribusiness hub, the message from the top was clear. Economic transformation won't happen by chance. It must be planned, funded, and fast-tracked. Patricia Alex, KUTV, Murang'a.
Now, debate over the proposed digital asset tax dominated the final day of the Kenya Blockchain and Crypto Conference 2025 in Nairobi. Speakers warned that imposing the tax without sufficient industry input could stifle innovation in the rapidly growing digital economy. Tech advocate Isaac Ouma, speaking at the forum, highlighted ongoing fears of regulatory overreach, calling for balanced policies that support growth without suffocating progress. The conference also pushed for the swift passage of the Virtual Asset Service Providers, that is VASP, bill, which would introduce licensing framework for crypto trading in Kenya. Attendees emphasized the importance of youth education to foster responsible blockchain adoption, and among those in attendance, were policymakers, tech entrepreneurs, industry associations, and key stakeholders, including Noons, a peer-to-peer crypto platform promoting financial inclusion through localized bankless transactions.
As you can see from this event, this is not just an event, this is a revolution. And it is high time the government needs to get to know, before they pass this first bill, they need to educate as many youths as they can. Because if they pass it as it is right now, a lot of startups are going to be locked out, especially in the blockchain community.
What has been happening currently is that the companies in the blockchain and crypto space are operating unregulated. That does not mean illegal, because sometimes it's often confused. So unregulated simply means that we don't have policies in place. And of course, when you are operating in such an environment, there's sometimes bad actors. They always say in most instances when an ecosystem or an industry is very new.
I must say it's a nice event that has brought opportunities for innovators, startups, and developers, and those who are suggest what is the space. So it's a good platform we have to connect the bankers for donors and support funds from donors, from political organizations. It's a good platform for them.
All right, apologies for that unclear sound that you have just experienced. We're going to a short break right now. It is 9:30. We'll be coming back with more. Keep it here.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mwokoa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu mwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
We should just make schools integrated,
inclusive setups,
by providing the right facilities.
So my name is Kutv. I'm associate professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back. Let's move on. Now, following a devastating fire yesterday that tore through Mukungu, Kibra in Nairobi County and Kimana in Kajiado County, leaving hundreds of residents homeless, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Geoffrey Ruku visited the affected areas today to assess the damage and support victims. His visit underscored the government's commitment to help affected families rebuild their lives.
Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku toured Mukuru, Kibra in Nairobi and Kimana Market in Kajiado South, where he offered government support to victims of the recent fire that left scores homeless. Speaking during the visit, CS Ruku reaffirmed the government's pledge to help residents recover and emphasized that proactive measures will be introduced to improve safety, especially in informal settlements.
Nimefika hapa Kibra ama Kipera kuona vile moto imekuwa, watu wengi sana ambao wameathirika na hii janga la moto, na tunawapa pole mingi sana, na pia rais anawapa pole mingi sana, na tutarudi kama wizara tuangalie tuone vile tutafanya, na tumefika kwa mlisho na rais ili tuangalie tuone ni watu wangapi ambao wameathirika, na tumefika na mbunge wa eneo hili ya Kibra, Mheshimiwa Mwalimu, na sasa kulingana na hii ni janga kubwa na watu wengi wameathirika, na tutarudi kabla ya saa 10 ifike, tutakuwa hapa.
In line with President William Ruto's vision, CS Ruku stated that the government is prioritizing the construction of affordable housing to ensure all Kenyans live in safe and dignified homes, less vulnerable to disasters like fire. He noted that 1,000 units have already been constructed in Loitoktok.
Kupitia serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais, pale Loitoktok wameanza kujenga manyumba elfu moja. Na hiyo manyumba affordable houses itasaidia sisi ambao kama sasa tumechomekewa, tungekuwa na mahali ya kukimbia. Pale Loitoktok ndio anajenga 1,000 units of houses. Na vile vile hiyo mpango itasaidia vijana wetu kupata kazi. Mafundi watapata kazi. Wale ambao wanafanya biashara ya mchanga, simiti, chuma na vitu zile zingine za kujenga watapata biashara. Hao ni watu wa hapa Kajiado South. Hiyo ni kazi ya Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri yetu kuonyesha ya kwamba sio tu mbali na mkasa ya moto. The welfare of the people of Kajiado South is at the heart of the President of the Republic of Kenya.
While addressing residents in Kimana, CS Ruku encouraged communities' support for ongoing projects under the Kenya Kwanza administration. He further urged locals to register for the Social Health Authority SHA scheme, now being rolled out nationwide to access universal health coverage.
Vile vile, mnajua tuko na bima la afya ambayo inasaidia mnyonge na yule ambaye sio mnyonge. Bima la afya ambayo ilikuwa imeleta shida kidogo, teething problems, lakini kwa sasa hiyo mashida yote ilikuanga, kwa sasa hakuna. Na ndio maana tunaendelea kuhimiza Wakenya na pia nyinyi ambao ni watu hapa Kimana na Kajiado South, tafadhali mjiandikishe na SHA ama Taifa Care. Sisi zote tuhakikishe kwamba we are registered in universal health care ambayo tunaita SHA, ili ukigonjeka uende hospitali, bili yako hospitali italipwa na hii mpango wa bima la afya.
Turning to politics, the CS accused the opposition of promoting tribalism and self-interest. He criticized opposition leaders, saying they failed to deliver while in power and are now misleading Kenyans for political gain.
Mnaambiwa na watu wengine ambao wanapoteza njia, ati kuna casings. Hiyo yote ni utapeli. Hiyo yote ni ukusi. Hao ni watu wale ambao wale wanakaa wakati wako sawa, wanajifungia, wanakula wao wenyewe wakiwa peke yao. Si ndio hiyo? Hawezi onyesha hata kitu moja ambayo wameifanyia jamii ya hilo Toktok. Lakini sasa wakati wamepata shinda, utasikia wakitembea huko wakisema nyinyi sijui nyinyi tunakuwa pamoja, we are related in this and this. Hakuna. Yule ambaye mko related naye ni yule ambaye anakutendea
CS Ruku attested that his visit was not just a gesture of solidarity, but a call to action as recovery efforts begin, promising the government's intent to stand with the people.
Now, there was both light and purpose in Uasin Gishu County as First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto led the country in marking International Albinism Awareness Day. In a heartfelt appeal, she called on Kenyans to uphold the dignity, rights and opportunities of persons with albinism, urging communities to break the chains of stigma and build bridges of understanding through education and compassion. Speaking during the event, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, himself a long-time advocate, announced that the State Department for Medical Services, through the Social Health Authority SHA, is now funding nationwide skin cancer treatment and screening services for persons with albinism. The area governor, Jonathan B., pledged to roll out mobile clinics and expand school-based awareness efforts, saying health equity must not be a luxury but a right for all.
Let us challenge the stigma. Let us challenge the stigma that has been associated with this community. They have been rejected and discriminated for far too long. Let us arise to advocate for their rights and safety. Together, I'm confident that we can create an environment where everyone is valued and respected, not just in our words, but in our action.
Now, back home here, we can see, like SHA now, we created a small fund within the fund to take care of skin cancer treatment. But I'm very happy now because Taifa Care, ama ukipenda SHA, sasa inalipia skin cancer treatment ya watu wenye albinism. Makofi hapo.
It was courtroom theatrics of a different kind in Siaya County after a woman posing as a lawyer was dramatically unmasked in a sting operation. The surprise burst was led by Teresia Wavinya Nicholas, a council member of the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, alongside Western Region Chairperson Grace Otieno. And now the suspect had been moonlighting as a legal practitioner, confidently drafting pleadings, land sale agreements, and even land transfer documents, all without ever donning a proper legal license. Turns out, her actual profession, land surveyor, close but not quite cancel. Speaking outside the police station, LSK officials warned the public against trusting self-proclaimed legal experts without proper credentials.
It is unfortunate upon this day, we are finding ourselves here in Siaya County, actually right now outside the Siaya police station, because we received some complaints of a surveyor who was duping the public of being an advocate, drawing pleadings, especially conveyancing pleadings, that is sale agreement, transfer agreements and whatnot. Yet, that is not the purview of surveying.
We have received several complaints from members of the public because we have people who are posing as advocates, drawing documents, and especially the ones that pertain to land issues. They draw documents, they take money from members of the public, and then when the case goes to court, you find that probably they have challenges and they are not able to trace these people. In Siaya County, I think most of the people who are affected are widows who have been crying, especially when it comes to succession cases, where some members of the public have taken up the advocates' roles to draw succession documents, send them to court for filing, but when they reach there, they find that they were duped and their money has since gone.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya, bila shaka na ari mpya, lakini dhamira ni ile ile: kuboresha kilimo kwa maisha bora. Jiunge nami James Baraka na hudha wako mpya wa kipindi cha Boresha Kilimo, tunapochunguza mbinu za kisasa za kilimo, ukipenda teknolojia ibuka katika kilimo, maoni ya wataalamu na hadithi za mafanikio kutoka kila pembe ya taifa. Kutoka kwa wakulima wadogo hadi biashara za kilimo zilizostawi, tunakuvika maarifa na suluhisho kamili, si tu za kuongeza mazao yako, bali pia kuimarisha maisha yako. Kila Jumamosi saa 6:30 na Jumanne saa 4 asubuhi, usipitwe na baraka za Boresha Kilimo, nami James Baraka, hapa hapa KUTV.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The Bible says, when he spoke, then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart.
Christ says, I stand in the door and I knock. Whoever hears my voice and opens, I will dwell with him.
Like the moon, I will fade, but like the star, I will rise again. And though I fall, be rest assured that I will rise again.
Go to the hospitals, tell them that God will heal them. Go to the prisons, tell them that they'll be free. Go to the crusades and tell people that Christ is coming, and sooner than the word itself, the second advent is imminent.
Welcome back. Let's get sporty. Now, Olympic bronze medalist in the 3,000-meter steeplechase Faith Cherotich once again proved her prowess by outclassing Olympic champion Winfred Yavi with an impressive time of 9:05.08 during the Diamond League meet in Oslo, Norway. Emmanuel Anyonyi also delivered a strong performance, clocking 1 minute 42.90 seconds in the men's 800-meter. An impressive comeback after a less than stellar showing in Rabat, Morocco last month. All eyes are now on Cherotich and Wanyonyi as they prepare for upcoming Diamond League races in Stockholm and Monaco later this year. I beg your pardon for that disappearance in sound. Now, Kenyan referee Josephine Wanjiku is among the 18 referees who will officiate at the next month's Women in Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The FIFA accredited will be one of the 4 from East Africa who have been designated for the continental tournament, alongside Aline Omuloni of Rwanda, Uganda's Shamira Nabada, and Burundi's Swavia Iratunga. The assignment is the latest in a long line of achievements for Wanjiku, who is one of only 2 FIFA accredited female center referees in the country. Thirteen minutes to the top of the hour. Time for us to bring a close to the conversation that is KUTV Primetime News tonight. Thank you so much for staying tuned and being informed of what's happening in your country and beyond our very own borders. Now we bring the conversation to a stop, but it doesn't stop here ultimately, because tomorrow at 6:30, Mizizi Weekendi will be coming live to you, and at 9 p.m. Weekend Live will be coming live to your table room, your sitting room, your desk, wherever you'll be watching from, or your phone. Nowadays, many people actually consume news and other items from their phone. We come to the close of the conversation. Thanks for the many people that have been part of this broadcast. I'm talking about reporters, editors, sub-editors, my producer Emmanuel Kutosi, my director Melton Conchela, and Neema Wanjiku, right? Is it Wanjiku? Yes, Neema Wanjiku, and many other people. My very good friend Levis Ndomoto in charge of technical here. And without forgetting Samuel Kelo, our sign language interpreter, who has made this particular dissemination of information possible for our brothers who need that information in that regard. We come to the close of the conversation, but KUTV continues to stream its programs right here on KUTV Kenya for more informative and educative and entertaining programs. Keep it KUTV. And until next time, my name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night. God bless.